All right, let's see if this works. Let's see. Says it's working. Is it? Do 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 do. Alright, it's working. Sweet. Ah, dang it. I needed that. I was down there. Because I want to put this places. I was down there. Because I want to... Alright. Let's... do that. That. And we'll try... this. Alright. So, we're going to play some Evergreen Gardens today. I'm not good at the streaming stuff, but we'll make it work. Alright. Goal is to have 1,000 guests by the end of year 4. Real quick, I openly cheat. So, I'm making this, well, actually, nah, I won't cheat this time. Alright, I'll just, so that I don't cheat, we'll do it this way, okay? Alright, so first things first is I want to, and I probably will start cheating sometime throughout this. Yeah, I kind of want to cheat, though. You know what? I am going to cheat. Forget it. Let's pause. Remove the lone guest in the park. We'll give ourselves $200,000 and object selection. I wish there was just a select all button, but there is not. I have a lot of custom stuff on here, so that's kind of cool. So I just want this to be kind of a... I cheat because it is... I've already beaten this game so many times, playing it the right way without cheating, that quite frankly, I want that now I'm just kind of bored with playing it correct. So what I do now is I now try and go for beauty, and that's my main goal now, is I want the park to kind of look good. There is one thing I'm not great at, and that's buildings, so I'm probably going to do that the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 way of just raising land wherever we go kind of thing. Also, I cannot see your comments either, because Roller Coaster Tycoon does not have a streamer mode, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see if I can actually see the comments. If I do this. Can I see them? No, I can't. Alright, I was hoping I could, but... And I'm not thinking that many people are going to actually watch this, but... Alright, let's just mute this for a sec here. Alright, cool. I'm just looking here. Alright. So let's just add all this. Some of this is stuff I don't need, but I'm going to add it anyway, because why not? And you're probably thinking, well, Kenny, doesn't that take away part of the fun of it? No, it doesn't. I don't need any of those. I'll add the wildflowers. Why not? I don't think I'll use them, but cool there. They changed the way this looks, and I'm not sure if I like this in the newest Open RCT, where it's kind of grouped differently. And like I said, I don't really know if I like that. So if you comment, I'm probably not going to be able to read it right now. Because quite frankly, I wish this thing had a streamer mode. Or I could be like, ooh, this person says this. But I just can't. Or if there is a streamer mode, I don't know how to use it. I'll add the void. Why not? Okay. So, a bunch of stuff has just been added into this. If it doesn't crash the game. Doing that, but oh, somebody's watching. Because it isn't just me. Oh my gosh, did this game actually just crash? There it goes. Okay, cool. One of the first things I'm going to do to this is I am actually going to do I? Yes. I am going to try and build a railroad. The railroad is, well, okay, maybe not yet. Some of the issues with Evergreen Gardens, I gotta admit, are the fact that it's freaking big. And that's a big issue with this park. It's a monster. And the pathing isn't great in general. Like, for example, there's these little bits and bobs here that I hate. So, like, my OCD kind of kicks in there. This path drives me up a wall. This elevated path here. So what I typically do is just eliminate it. And then I typically put something right on the ground here. Because a lot of times you can actually, well, maybe not as much, but you can get a pretty good, like, section of stuff here if I really wanted to. But the issues I have with it are, actually, you know what? I can do a little bit of this. Let's see if anybody has commented. I highly doubt it, but I'll take a look at it every once in a while, okay? Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Good. One person's watching. Well, that was probably me. All right. So, one of the things I'm going to do is build a railroad right off the bat, because a lot of times these parks tend to do quite well with them, right? And I think they look really good in these kinds of parks. Oh, one thing I got to do. Options. Add asset packs and just hit refresh, because then therefore I get the modern day sound effects, or the new Open RCT sound effects. So, that's a big thing for me, okay? So, one of the things I want to do here, how do I build a station for this that doesn't look horrible? That's a big question for me. And it also has to match in with the beauty a bit here. And I kind of want the station to be right by this main path, because I want a station up here, obviously, because that would make sense. So I'm thinking actually something kind of along this line here is you build kind of a Let's actually lower this a little bit. All right. So, I hate bulldozing all those trees down, but it actually is going to make the most sense to do that. Going to be a lot of whistling through there, but of course, if you are new to OpenRCT, OpenRCT allows you to build railroad crossings rather than, not going to do that, rather than having to go over or under the entire thing. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got an idea for the railroad, right? The railroad's going to be a big part of the intro of this park. And how many station blocks is that? That's a big freaking train station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So right here, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. I might have had 19 there, but I know that as long as it fits on the main station, that's fine. And one of the keys to this is I don't want the railroad going up and down all too much. I know on the, I guess I'll call it western half of the park, there's some pretty distinct hills over there. All right. Normally, what I've done in the past, and let me take this off, is I've built a go-kart track through this Magnolia area. Not going to do that this time, I don't think. And actually, I'm going to redesign this hillside here. Because I want this Magnolia Grove, while it is beautiful, I've done the go-kart approach a little too much back here. Ah, crap. I guess that Magnolia tree's got to go. Yeah, so this side of the park, I kind of knew that this side was going to be a problem for the hill aspect of it. Oh, crap. I didn't want that. Okay. So in order to fix this, I've got to go up like this and then pull the whole thing down because I want to go up. There is not 18 spaces there. I already know that. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, so I can shorten these two to 13, so 17, 16, 15, 14. I will do 14 there. 17, 16, 15, 14. Alright. Good. And then what we'll do is just pull that down. Then you can just go right down this hill. No, I don't want to do that either. Alright, that tree just gets cut out, but then... Alright. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Good. And then I can build some bridges, some nice bridges over that way. Again, this is going to be a more scenic looking park than what I normally do, where I just try and cram as much thrill stuff in here as possible. Alright, then I can do this. That wasn't very smart. I should have built it on this level, but whatever. Alright, cut that. And then over here, boop and bloop. One other thing I want to do, because I don't like the, what is it? I feel like the queue lines look a lot better when they're not, like, when they look similar to the path that you're building with. So my goal here is train stations don't need to be that intricate because you don't need a lot of coverage for a train station. You do need to cover the queue, so the queues will get covered. All right, this then goes to this dirt look here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go. This one is going to be a bit more difficult to figure out what it's going to do. Oh, I got it. I know what I'll do. It's going to be a very annoying queue because it's not going to do a whole lot, but right there. So, that's a long run from that station to that station. In fact, I might add another one. Forget it. Alright, so, number one idea that I got going for myself here is bright, vibrant garden colors is what I want. So this green and blue kind of look is something that I am going to go with extensively for at least the garden section. Well, actually, there's a lot of yellow in this section of the park. Oh no, it's mainly green because over here is kind of the yellow and brown section. Um, thinking like this would be a really nice kind of like, not icy blue. Icy blue isn't what I want, but light blue. Again, it's not supposed to be a what is it? The whole station itself is not going to get covered here. So I got to turn off vegetation for this, and then that looks like a coaster queue almost, but all right, I need like a forest green, and what other color would go well here? Probably like a brown or a burnt orange, yeah. Yeah! Oh, I like that so far. Because it's good that we only have one, because I think we might only run this with one train, one really long train. Over here, well, actually, well, I was thinking of something else for this, but I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that at all. I was thinking about hedges, but maybe elsewhere in the park I'll do hedges. Well, no, I got it. I'll do hedges over here. The sound effect there is driving me nuts. Then up here, what I'm going to do is just take this and go further with it. Yeah, I don't know if I like that, actually. Maybe for a coaster I'd do this, but not for that. Because I know what I want to do with this. Oh, crap. Okay. Part of this game is about trying to make it look good. And I really like the idea of trying to make Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is an older game, obviously. Granted, Open RCT makes it a little bit more modern. Open RCT, yeah, it makes it more modern, but yeah, I don't like the covers right now. And the objective here is I want to add to the beauty of the park. Evergreen Gardens is a really beautifully done park, as you can see. And the idea here is I don't want the park ruined by a bunch of roller coasters and rides. I already cut down a number of trees over here that I didn't like, but that I had to do it. But I'm like, that's the only way I'm going to get the station in the place I want. And the idea is natural beauty is good. And I want as much of it as possible. Now, do any of these stations look good? No, they don't, because... Okay, no station. No, I want an entrance, but I want plain. Okay. Now, one of the things I do with this... maybe I won't for this park, okay? Is normally I like putting like rock work underneath the railroad to make it look pretty. Issue I have with that right now is A, it'd be a lot of work. And B, like for example, I know this is going to need like this hedge work here. Right? Like, I get that. It's going to need it. And I don't even think that looks good right there. This one might just need a fence. What the heck kind of fence is that? I've never seen that one before. Maybe I'll just do this. So, the guests never stray off the paths in Open RCT, but I like to make it look like there's protection if there were an issue. And I know what I'm going to do here. These are just going to be gardens. Because that makes it look nice. And I'm actually thinking about putting gardens all through here. And then we can also put in like this. One of my favorite fences in the entire game is this one. So Roller Coaster Tycoon isn't all about building roller coasters, contrary to popular belief. I really enjoy... Actually, now that I look at it, this looks weird now. Over here. it isn't just about building roller coasters. It's about how do you make an amusement park that is functional, has really cool rides, maximizes your profit while also making it look good. And right now, the look good portion is the area that I need to do better on. And this is my goal, is to try and make stuff that looks reasonably good, right? And that's kind of my thought process right now. Is looks good, looks like we're going to do yeah. Hold on one sec here. I'm just looking here. Okay. So, the Evergreen Scenic Railway. Alright, now, real quick here. I want to see how many cars I can fit on one line. Okay. Hello, Myron H's whistle. Actually, that I know for a fact they a lot of the new sound effects they got were taken from Cedar Point. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I could probably go up to 10, 12 maybe? 12? Alright. I just want to see how it does. And I know when they went to Cedar Point, they had Myron running at Cedar Point, one of the steam engines. And Myron was... And I know that whistle was on Myron at the time. It's a Buckeye 3 chime, but I think it's a 3-inch rather than a 2-inch. I don't know. They've got 2 Buckeye steam whistles that they've historically used. And I know for a fact that that was one of the ones that were running. I'll add some other rides in the park that use some of the other Cedar Point whistles, or sound effects. I know Magnum's one of them. Rougarou's the B&M sound effect for B&M coasters. Yeah. We've got a lot of stuff like that that they've gotten. Yeah, this is an extra tile or 2 longer, actually. Looking at it, it's an extra 2 tiles longer, but... So, what I've done... Let me just let that go. So the railroad is basically done. That hill's going to be a nightmare for it to get up, but there should be a station over here, realistically, rather than up there, but then that would be a pain to get around, too, and then this one's always going to be short, but whatever. Win some, you lose some. Arguably, that shouldn't even be a station, but... Alright, so, another thing the park's got to have. Carousel. And I want it right up front this time. And the double-decker carousel is something that you don't really need a lot of scenery with. Right? I'll come right out and say it. I don't think you need much for double-decker. Especially considering that ooh, okay, I don't like how that looks. Let me put those trees back. No, that's there, and that's there. Wow, I didn't know it still did sound effect when you're not clicked on it. Alright, so, now what I'm going to do is just do this. Can go like that. The idea is I want it kind of a main street entrance here. I'm going to shut that so that guests don't come in. Wow, 22 mile an hour there. That's a pretty aggressive corner. Wow, that takes about 15 seconds to get down there. And I kind of want a big transportation hub area kind of here. or in this area. Maybe I'll actually put a monorail and have stations elsewhere in the park, because I really think that there's going to need to be a station back here for something. But double-decker carousel ready to go. Let's put some of the other staples in, like the Ferris wheel. Where's the freaking... Oh, I know where it is. That's why. Alright, now where's the Ferris wheel? There it is. I think this is a very wise decision, is putting it right there. The key is I want it to save as much scenery as possible. Okay, you're good. You got your layout. Good. We got our layout. Good, and it's ready to roll when the park opens. Okay, now I can pause. Okay. This wheel, you can't paint the double-decker carousel. I'm just going to come out and say it. But, apparently you can. Even though I'm not sure what that changes. Cool. Okay. Got some green. But we got some forest green. I'm thinking moss green with white, maybe. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right. So front of the park's kind of coming along here. Now over here, I got an idea. Okay. I wanted a spiral slide. Now, I actually kind of like that color scheme, not going to lie to you. I wanted to see what army green looked like. Okay, definitely not, but now I don't know what color I had on it. Should have looked at that. Okay, that beige. For right now, I actually might keep it. And I want to add some other color to it. The area around. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to change the color of this, and I'm going to actually use that color scheme on a scrambler. Chartreuse and like a saturated brown. Okay, okay, I kind of like that. See, I enjoy lately, and I never did until recently, enjoy making rides look good. Let me try a different brown on that. Let me try a darker brown on that if I wanted. Nope. I'm gonna go with the saturated brown. Well, hold on. What's Sypho look? Ooh. Ooh. No, I want... Okay, what about the hunter green for that? Oh, ew, 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 ew. Well, okay, maybe with the umber. If that were in a more forest park, that would look good. Let's try flipping the colors, ironically. No. That's better. Okay. Sorry. Getting really picky about my color selection there. Okay, we got the railroad. We got a couple of family rides up front. I'm actually thinking about where to add that scrambler. That's going to be the beige and the saturated red. And I'm thinking that might go here. Because, okay, beige and then that dark red. Well, hold on. What kind of colors were we looking at earlier? I don't think it was... Okay, it's a beige and maroon. I'm sorry, not sat red. Okay, that's what I wanted. And then what fence would look the best with this? I want something that... Ah, ha, ha, ha! Okay. The garden gnome. And I think the gentle style will sound... Okay, hold on. I want to make sure they didn't... Okay. Okay. They didn't change the gentle style. And I think this is going to be summer style. Good, they didn't change that either. Alright, so when this opens... Man! Flowers are already dying? Crap! It's been 1 month! Okay. Well, I'll get some people on that once we're ready to open this. Alright. One of the things I like doing back here is my water rides. I typically do a log flume, but I might do a river rapids ride this time. Just trying to think about that. Over here, historically, I've built a suspended coaster with the go-kart track going through this. One thing I'm going to do, though, is fix the fence back here. Yeah, I'm not going to do the go-kart track like I normally do. Because it makes no sense to do that. It makes no sense at all to do that. So, let's see. I want to check up on some stuff here. I'm just looking at some stuff here quick. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what would fit into this park reasonably. Keyword reasonably. But I want to do stuff that's different than what I normally do. It makes things a bit more difficult for me. Because when I play Evergreen Gardens normally, I have a pretty formulaic approach for what I like doing. And that formulaic approach is something I kind of want to break, if I'm going to be honest with you. Because of that, I'm also looking at the Storm Prediction Center for storms possibly tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Good to know. Ironically, they don't have Cleveland in that, but we are, and we're not that far from Cleveland. Cool. All right. Tomorrow we're getting storms. Anyway, I normally play this with a pretty formulaic approach. Like, go-karts there, suspended coaster here, some type of a water ride here, and I think I am going to put a water ride somewhere back here. Obviously, your main water rides are there. Somewhere around here is the station for like a hyper coaster that goes out here and kind of around, kind of jumping around this lakefront. But overall, I typically have a formulaic approach. Not sure if I'm going to do that this time. Some of the stuff I might do. Others I don't feel that comfortable with. So, let's take a look and see what we can do here. That would be really good. The Ladybird trains there. What is that? That's the Giga Coaster? Heck's up with the icon for it? That is always fun to build because they're money machines, but they're expensive as all heck. So's that, but I don't ever build that. I think it looks tacky. Steeplechase, bobsled. Bobsled could be interesting in this park. I've got the River Rapids boats. What's the difference between the... Out of curiosity, what's the difference? I'm just going to plop this for a sec here. Dang it, it doesn't fit either. Okay, forget it. Alright, one of the things I'm going to do is get rid of this section of track here. Okay, because it's going to be important. Huh? When did they do that? They made the clearances bigger for the railroad. Well, that's kind of annoying. Never used to be that way. Or am I just being dumb? Okay. I still can lower it. Maybe I'm just being dumb. Okay, I'm just being dumb. Alright. Because one of the keys to a River Rapids ride is you dig it in, right? So something like this. Drop that. Something kind of like this is how you build a River Rapids ride. And I like the idea of it going over the train. And what we'll do is we'll make it like this. All right. So this is where I've always been a big thing about my river rapids being ingrown river rapids. I don't like them above ground. Now, granted, there's a precedent now for it with some of the new river rapids rides like Infinity Falls, where they kind of go above ground and they do kinds of crazy stuff up top and they like spin around and crap. But I'm not gonna do that right now. So one of the things now I'm gonna do is no. This might be unrealistic, but I don't really care. One of the things I like to do is something like this, where it kind of cuts down here. Ooh, can I do that? Oh, that would be cool, actually. Okay, yep. So it's going to come down there and go straight into the water like this. And maybe go underground there for a second. Let me actually see what I can do with this here then. All right, and there's just one thing I wanted to see. What's the difference between these two? So you can either go with the high seat backs or the low seat backs. I think the low actually kind of look decent, even though the highs are safer in real life. The high seat backs are. And actually, what I'm going to do is color this watercolor. Watercolor. Whirlpool that. And then down it goes into this section. And wouldn't rapids like naturally form at the bottom of this? Especially with that corner there. And then I'm going to put some waterfalls under here. Rapids, rapids, rapids. And then back into here. Rapids, rapids. No, well, actually, I'm going to do it this way. I think it just looks better that way. And I can do this. Dang it. I'm breaking my own rule there. So then, what I want to do is go up, up, up with it. Down with that. Down, down. So then what I can do is just there. So now one of the ideas I'm going to do here now rock face. Because I want waterfalls through here. Too high though. So then that actually looks decent. I might do 2 in a row there. And see this color that the rock facing is getting for the waterfall like facade, that's what I was going to put underneath the mini railroad. Was to make it look kind of more industrial. But dang, that's not what I wanted. Drop it down there. And then that's basically it. My goal now is to do something like this. Make it look pretty with some mining face here. Let's raise that up a bit, raise that up a bit. All right. Disable vehicle limits. I need to disable the vehicle limits now. All right. You've got to be kidding. It actually has to go up. The entire station has to go up one level. Because I want the entrance back here and the entrance like here. Alright, let's see how that looks. I've done more intricate of these, but let's actually put some trees over here. I forgot to put an on-ride photo on it. Dang it. Let me actually put one on it. Before I forget, let me put an on-ride photo on this. Oh, and spin the heck out of them before the big drop. No, I don't like that. Alright. We're gonna go up and over. Okay, oh, that's on a lift, that's why. Okay. Let's see what kind of speeds they get down here. I kind of like this design, though, that we went with. It just... It makes me, like, I really like the design of this. Yeah, it's not the most realistic on the planet, but definitely not the worst I've ever done. Okay. This needs to be dispatching every 5 seconds, I can already tell. Because it's not that long. Believe it or not, it's not that long. It covers a lot of ground, but it's not that long of a flume. Or of a rapids ride, actually. I'll let that run a little bit so I can see what it does. Let's... I want to make this look good. Oops. Got this. There we go. And over here, there's going to be another instance where I'm going to do this too. Before I forget. I want like these scenic bridge covers for the railroad. Don't do, no. Is there only one? Why is that being pedantic? That's why. Again, it's all about making it look good. Or look scenic is my goal. And especially with a garden park like this, it's important to me to make it, I don't know, blend in to the point where it doesn't look trashy. How's this doing? Okay. 605, that's not bad. Okay. Uh, Snake River Run is the name of that. Okay. The bridges all look good. Let's just get some handymen out there so that we can water the plants. Because that's going to drive me nuts. Alright, we still don't have a coaster in this park, but it's getting a little late tonight. It's 10:15. Did anybody comment this entire live stream? I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. Nope! Kind of figured. But that's okay. Alright, I'm going to stop it here tonight. We might pick this up again tomorrow. Yeah. Alright. That'll be it for tonight.